everybody. It's Meghan McGrogan here with the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce, and we are here continuing on our Leveling Up Social Distancing series, and I'm really excited to have another guest with me this morning. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we're doing this every single day to bring one of our members to you and let you know how you can access them during this time. So I'm so excited to introduce Gina Ciaccia. She is the Executive Director of the Abraham House. And Gina, we're so sad that we haven't been able to see you in person. I know we usually get to see you a lot at our networking events. So please introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and a little bit about Abraham House.
Okay, well, you've introduced me, Gina Ciaccia, coming into nonprofit after a history in education. I've been here at Abraham House for 4.5 years, going on 5. And my time here has been very exciting. Abraham House has experienced many changes in the past few years. We are a comfort home in Utica. In Rome, we're referred to as a comfort care facility, but it's the same service. We provide care to those who are dying, usually with a prognosis of 3 months or less. Not only do we provide services, residential services for our guests that we invite into the home, but for the families as well. So when you can't be in your own home at the end of your life, you could make our house your home. Mm-hmm. And it's really a warm, welcoming place where people can get the care they need and families can be together.
Yep, and we've had the privilege of being at both locations to celebrate, whether it be a ribbon cutting or you guys want to call it the Catalyst Small Business Week. I believe you won last year their award for that. Yes. And it's really just such a comforting facility. That your mission is very near and dear to me, having lost some family members. Just the work that you guys do there is so inspiring. And a tough time for a lot of families. So to be in a comforting place like that, much different than a hospital setting, I think it makes a world of a difference.
It's very different from a hospital setting. And it's hard to describe. I think people get it more once they've been in the situation. Then you understand what it's like to be visiting somebody in a nursing home or in a hospital, where here it's so different. Also, we have many warm families that are so supportive and they want to take care of their loved ones in home. And it reaches a point where it's just so difficult. The frustration levels are high. Caregiver burnout happens. And our family members start to feel more like nursing staff than family. So we oftentimes are a relief service for people that are in that situation. So they will keep their loved one at home as long as they can, and then come into us. And it's more of a service, I think, sometimes. Sorry.
That's okay.
More of a service sometimes to our family members who get to just be a wife again, or just be a son or a daughter again, and not be the sole caregiver for their loved one. And it's a unique service, Megan, because in all of Oneida, Herkimer, and Madison counties, there are only 12 beds that exist for residential care, especially for the terminally ill, specifically to care for hospice patients. Siegenthaler, which is run by our local hospice, has a 4-bed facility. And then we have the other 8 beds, 2 in Utica and 6 in Rome. So we're actually very lucky that we have this in our community. And it was all due to the foresight of Dr. A.L. Shaheen, that's why we're on the map.
And Gina, too, you talked about families, maybe taking care of loved ones at home. And then this is kind of that really next step. And families can also stay there too, right? And they can still be there, but still have that support. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, you could see the hallway almost down behind me. In the upstairs of both homes, we have bedrooms available and a bathroom and a kitchen for our family members that come from out of town or from those that just, sometimes we get, little old couples that they've been together 60 years and that wife doesn't want to go home at the end of the night. She wants to be nearby. She wants to be there. We don't want her to have to sleep in a folding chair by the side of the bed. So we have beautiful bedrooms set up for our family members that want to spend the night, those that come from out of town, sometimes those that just get a gut feeling and say, I just don't think I should leave tonight. And that's a great service to provide. It's kind of the Ronald McDonald, model that we've emulated there.
That's awesome. I know that's, and just the comfort of having, healthcare providers there too, I think is probably so much more comforting for somebody, if you're at home, being able to be there and have the ability to stay, plus have people caring for your loved ones, all in a beautiful setting. And I mean, really, both houses are just so homey and comfortable, and you feel at ease, I think, when you walk in both facilities.
Thank you. That's what we try to do when we, especially in Rome, where we had so much remodeling to do. Our goal was always, how are our families going to use these spaces? What do we want these spaces to evoke? What do we want them to feel like? And there's no greater feeling in the world than I remember two separate incidences. Once was I walked into the Utica home and there was a family member walking down the hallway in a pair of socks, just eating yogurt out of a cup. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's home. Like when you're walking around in your socks, eating a snack or eating your breakfast, you're at home. And to me, that was a good feeling that we've accomplished creating a space for that to happen. Mm-hmm. And then in Rome, just a couple of weeks ago, we had a very large family. I think that there was like 18 to 25 people in the house at any one time. Obviously, this is before social distancing. Mm-hmm. But to walk in the house and see, 3 or 4 of them doing a puzzle in the living room, and then a couple of them in the sitting room listening to music, and then a whole bunch of them eating a turkey dinner that they brought in our dining room. That's what these houses are designed for. They're for families to gather and to provide a surrogate home for them when they need it the most.
Mm-hmm. Now, fundraising is a big part of what you guys do. And so I think, we're all having to rethink that right now, right? So, you can't have, I know Meatball Madness, you were supposed to be having, a lot of other events that you have, where really the goal is to have people physically come together and raise funds for Abraham House. So how can people access you and support you during this time? Because we're all having to be creative, for how we can show support. So how can everybody support you?
Well, creative, but also there's a fine line there where you want to be sensitive. Mm-hmm. I'm very careful about, we have a golf tournament that's supposed to happen in August. I mean, as far as we know now, we'll go through with that, but I don't feel right sending our sponsorship packages out right now, knowing that so many people are out of work and so many people are hurting and in really dire financial situations. That feels insensitive to me. So for us here at Abraham House, we're kind of on a pause with our fundraising. Mm-hmm. We are fortunate that we have 23 years of family support and community support. So every day I go to the mailbox and I do pull out envelopes that have checks in them. Mm-hmm. So people do continue to support us, and we're so thankful for that. I get to the alerts on my cell phone, and we're still having some online donations come through in memory of people or in honor of people or just for sustainability for us. Mm-hmm. And so we're certainly thankful, and we're accepting those gifts. They get mailed to us at either location, or you could go online and make a donation. But at this point in time, we're not comfortable soliciting for any donations. Mm-hmm. So our fundraising is at a standstill. It's definitely going to affect our budget year, and hopefully long term, the effect will be minimal. It's just the way it is right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the same boat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So now tell us if somebody needed to access your actual services. You're available still right now, correct? You're deemed essential.
We are essential. Right now, our focus is keeping our staff and our guests safe.
Mm-hmm.
So we have put some extra measures in place, but we're still accepting referrals. Right now, we have a little work to be done on the Utica home, so we'll be closed here for about 10 days. But like I said, Rome is full, all 6 beds. And so we've got multiple ways that referrals come to us. One is just by calling Abraham House and giving me some very brief information, just so I could kind of put somebody on our radar and keep the family in the loop if a bed becomes available. Sometimes people will call when they're not ready, and just I'll keep in touch and call once a month and say, how's mom doing? I'm just checking in. And then when they are ready for our services, they've already been on our referral list. We've been aware of them.
Okay.
Sometimes we have emergencies come to us from normally from hospital, when they're in a hospital setting and they've been receiving a treatment or a therapy or testing, and there's nothing else that can be done. And all of a sudden now the family is thrust into the situation where they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They have to leave the hospital. Hospice is one of our huge referral pipelines. We do work very closely with them, which is something else that is very special about us. That we have this collaboration with another area organization, such as hospice and palliative care. So they come into our home and provide the medical oversight for our guests. And they often refer people that have already signed up on hospice service, which is a 6-month criteria. And when they approach the point where they are ready for a little bit more intensive treatment or round-the-clock care, then we get referred by hospice.
Okay. So you're still, so if families are interested or maybe in this scenario where they might find themselves needing your services, they should contact you now.
They should.
So you're at least in touch.
Absolutely. They can get on our radar and we can, hi, Kim. And she didn't know I was doing this today. I'm on with Megan.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Good. How are you? Good. Kim is our assistant director at AMS. Staying 6 feet away.
I am. Social distancing.
So we're definitely open for business, Megan, as long as we can be. We've put some extra measures into place to try to safeguard, like I said, our guests, our staff, and keep our homes as clear of germs as we can. Everybody that walks into the home in Rome, we've got a forehead thermometer, which you've probably, because you have a baby, you're aware of these things. Yep. This was new to me. It's an infrared. You don't even have to touch the person. You just kind of hold it, you push the button, it puts 2 lights on their forehead, and it takes their temperature. We have put that in place to check our staff upon arrival for their shift, but also to check visitors that come, since the fever is one of the first signs of COVID-19.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now tell us, just before we wrap up here, how can everybody get in touch? Your contact information, phone number, website. What's the best way to reach you?
Any and all of that. Obviously our website has the numbers to both homes. We are primarily, our office is primarily based in the Utica home, 315-733-8210. Those that know me, really my cell phone is readily available. If you know a friend of a friend and you call my cell phone, that's fine. So we're kind of in the process here of figuring out how to work a little more remotely, which means I need to delve into my phone systems and figure out how to roll over calls to home and things like that. But if you reach out through one of those methods, we will be in touch with you.
Okay. And what's the website, just so everybody has it here?
It's theabrahamhouse.org.
Okay.
And
Great.
the THE is important. Otherwise, you go to a different organization.
Oh, okay. Okay. So theabrahamhouse.org.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Gina, and I appreciate you taking time out. I know everybody's busy trying to get organized, so thank you so much.
Yeah, we're all in this together. So thanks for having me, and everybody stay safe.
Okay, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
I hope.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.